Imagine this. You're walking down the street, lost in thought about an important project, when a bus drives by. If you have nowhere to go, it's irrelevant. It's a bus. No big deal. Another detail you can ignore as you have more important things to think about. But if you need to get somewhere and don't have a car, suddenly your attention shifts. You're wondering about the schedule, the route, whether it fits your plans. Your brain has tagged it as relevant to your goals. This scenario reveals something important about how we navigate not just our streets, but our lives. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. What influences your attention in that imagined scenario isn't the bus. It's your purpose, values, and goals. The bus can mean nothing or everything in the context of what it is you want as you walk down the street. A bus is a bus. What it means to you depends on you. Now, related to this is a lesson that's repeated online by teachers, business owners, and leaders in the personal development space. And that is, it's better to be a creator than a consumer. But here's the thing. This principle doesn't just apply to building an online business or creative online endeavors. It's the key to creating your own life experience instead of being constantly pulled off course by everything around you. When you go online without purpose, you get inundated. People sharing their lives on social media, advertisers grabbing for your attention, random content that catches your eye. It's endless. Suddenly, not only have minutes gone by, but sometimes hours. This can add up if it becomes a regular habit. That can lead to weeks of time lost forever, focused on nothing but frivolous distraction. You look up one day and realize, I have to get back on track here. I've wasted so much time. I could have done so many more important things. This same dynamic plays out in your offline life too. Let's get practical. You can take control by becoming the content creator of your own experience. Just like online creators have a purpose for what they put online, you need a purpose for how you move through the world. This means knowing your purpose so you can direct your own attention rather than allowing other people, circumstances, or irrelevant distractions to create your experience for you. But there's something you need to keep in mind. Everyone else has their own agenda. That is, their own purposes, their own values, and their own goals. They may be trying to pull you away from your purpose so they can fulfill theirs. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes just by existing in your space. To cut through the noise and maintain focus on what matters, you need a practical system. Before engaging with anything that's caught your attention, for example, a conversation, an opportunity, a piece of content, even a bus going by, run it through these 3 questions. Does it serve my purpose? Does this align with my highest values? Does this move me toward my most important goals? If the answer is no to all 3, you've just identified a distraction. If the answer is yes to any single one of them, you know where to direct your attention. Now you have a good reason to explore the circumstance further. You may still end up setting it aside as unimportant, but it wasn't a complete waste of time. You'll have learned how to tighten up your criteria for what deserves your attention. Here's why this works. When you're constantly revisiting your purpose, values, and goals, your non-conscious processes start to take them seriously, so to speak. What you're really doing is conditioning your brain to focus on what you've decided is important. That's what helps guide your attention automatically, courtesy of the reticular activating system. It becomes second nature to notice what's relevant and ignore what isn't. Now, let's be honest about why this is difficult. You'll face three main challenges. Social pressure to stay informed. People will try to make you feel like you're missing out if you're not up on every trend, news story, or social media drama. Remember, FOMO, the fear of missing out, only happens to those who don't have an important enough goal. Fear of seeming antisocial. You might worry about appearing rude or indifferent, but there's a concept that counters FOMO. This is JOMO, the joy of missing out. When you know what you're doing and why, you'll feel relief rather than anxiety about not engaging with every available distraction. Difficulty identifying genuine priorities. Many people struggle because they've never taken the time to clarify what actually matters to them. They're trying to filter noise without knowing what the signal they want to hear even sounds like. What happens when you implement this approach? Your life becomes more efficient because you can focus your conscious attention on the details of taking action and organizing your time, not constantly deciding what deserves your attention. You become more effective because your energy goes toward what actually advances your goals. And you gain a sense of peace that comes from knowing you're living intentionally rather than reactively. Here's how to get started. Step 1, write down the 3 most important objectives in your life right now. Not what you think they should be, but what actually matters most to you. Step 2, for the next 7 days, before engaging with any content, conversation, or opportunity, ask yourself the 3 filter questions. And step 3, notice how often you're pulled toward things that don't serve you or your goals. Don't condemn yourself. Just observe if there's a pattern. And if there is a pattern, check out Be More Productive by choosing to do nothing, as the lesson in that episode might apply. When you know your purpose, values, and goals, almost nothing can distract you because you'll recognize immediately whether it's relevant. Your attention becomes a tool you control rather than something that's constantly hijacked. The majority of society operates in reactive mode, jumping on whatever's trending, following whatever captures their attention next. But you can make a better choice. You can create your own experience regardless of the material the world offers you. Not just online, not just virtually, but in any circumstance. Take the time to figure out your purpose, your highest values, your most important goals, and your life will be simpler. You'll become more effective and efficient as you move through everything else that's available out there. You're not missing out when you ignore irrelevant distractions. You are choosing what matters. As a creator, you can go even further. You can create what matters by striving to create the life and the experiences you want. That's it for today. Catch you next time.